play.
Yeah.
Don't trust your sat nav. Put the full address in. Good grief, that estate is a bloody it's a rabbit warren.
It's terrible.
Have you tried this new system of 3 words?
No.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Literally, it
like
takes you straight to the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely.
Right.
You've got to know what the 3 words are.
Sorry?
You need
Yeah,
to
well,
know the 3 words.
if you ask Colette what are the 3 words for her front door,
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's advertised on the telly.
yeah, it's brilliant. It works.
Yeah.
How do I know what mine is then?
Well, you get the app and you can go onto the map on the app and it'll tell you.
Oh, I see.
Well, can you put that into a sat nav then?
No, you can't put the 3 words into a sat nav, but you get if you use your postcode on the sat nav and then use the 3 words for the finer detail.
Right. I just used I can go anywhere on the postcode except to her house because it's one of those estates where there's lots of closes that go back. The bottom of the close backs onto the bottom of another close.
Yeah.
So they share a postcode.
Yeah.
But to get from one close to the other, you've got to go miles around that way, get back in here, and keep your bearings. So you've got to put the street name and the number and the postcode rather than just trust the postcode. So I was 10 minutes late.
Thank you, by the way, Tony, for talking to about me, Pop.
Oh, well, she said the white ones that she had were from the same stack that you had that one that is in.
Yes.
And there was a blue one, sky blue, deep sky blue one there as well.
No, it's got to be light.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was, and there was this terracotta reddish one, like the colour of the curtain here, almost.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was suitable. She had the photo on her phone because I forwarded it to her on an email.
Ah, right. Thank you.
She called it up and had a look, and she said no. She agreed with me.
Yeah. I'll have to look further afield.
Plan B.
Sounds expensive to me.
Well, I don't know. There'll be a lot of dealers with the stock they can't shift.
Yeah, also a lot of dealers who have done no business, they want to maximise on their losses.
Yeah.
I can't see them doing discounts, really, not because of that reason.
No. Well, two things I found out. One was that as I was leaving, I called out, just as a matter of interest, will you be doing Zoom talks for clubs? And she said no. And she also told me that this would be the last delivery for composts before September. They're blaming COVID rather than Brexit. She will be getting our bio gold. I think it's the end of this month or the end of next month.
End of February, I think you said.
Right. Yeah. So that's information that might be useful to us.
Yeah.
But where she is, I mean, her old place was small, but this is even smaller.
Is that?
Yeah. It's about, half the size.
Really?
Yeah.
She's got 2 small polytunnels and that's it.
Yeah.
And a little area outside, but she's got a garage with most of her stock and that in it.
Yeah.
But that's...
Well, that's more than she had before. She didn't have a garage.
No, she didn't. No.
She had that little greenhouse
Yeah.
with her stock, and that was it.
Yeah, but she had a container off-site.
Oh, yeah.
You may still have.
Yeah.
May still have. But no, it was fascinating. Nothing there that I was after particularly.
Did she get more trees in, or just the compost?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Oh, right.
I didn't know you were interested, but
No, I just wondered if she'd
There were some nice trees there, but not
Yeah.
not the ones I'd be looking for.
Oh, well.
Well, thanks for going anyway.
Okay. Anyone got any trees to look at tonight?
No,
I've got one
Go on
Right.
then.
we can have a look at,
Yeah.
if you like, in a moment. But before I go on to that, those of you, oh, right, yeah, it was the Taunton Club where I showed some pictures again of what I was doing in the garden, and painting my
green.
workshop, sorry, my studio green, not red. Yeah, so I did a rerun of that. Now, John Trott was on that call, and he raised something which I've been thinking about anyway, which was I going to put up some security cameras? So John very kindly sent me the details of the ones that he got, and so I went and ordered them. They arrived the next day, and I got them set up, and now they're running. So that was just a little aside. I think they cost me about 100 and something quid each, and they connect to my phone, so I can see what's going on when I'm not here. Yeah. So yeah, big thank you to John when I see him. That was good. It was good because I'd been having a look anyway at what was around, and I knew you could get these type of security cameras that will talk to your phone through your Wi-Fi, but it was all a bit, overwhelming. But John said these are the ones I've used, and they're very good. So if somebody else is using them for the same purpose that you want them, I think that's a good recommendation.
Sure.
So yeah, they're all set up and running now. And well, I can't share that with you. I probably could if I was
No, how to do it.
yeah, if I knew how to do it, I probably could. Anyway, so share screen. Let's go and have a look at a tree, shall we?
Just before you do, Adrian, that's how I got to buy this camera that I'm using now. Dave's got one, and he recommended this one for me.
Oh, what, the one you're using tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, because as you can see, my camera doesn't give very good definition. It's just the one on my laptop.
Right.
So perhaps you should forward that information to me so I can get a better picture.
Okay. Dave, have you still got it?
I'm good at spending my money at the
I
moment.
still have got it somewhere. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, fun enough, Janice had one as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know how come, but she got a better camera for less money.
Oh,
She said yours was dearer than mine.
mine was
so-
about 32 quid, I think.
I think she got it for about 19 quid or something.
It's,
And I
it's
paid
called
about £22 for mine.
it's called a jelly comb.
Yeah.
Adrian.
Jellycomb.
Jelly comb. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's rather good.
I don't know if this is sharing with you yet.
Not yet.
All right, let's go back here. Share screen. I thought I was doing that. Yeah, okay. Share. Let's see if we can get
Oh,
somewhere.
that's better.
What can you see then? Ah, right, something coming up.
We're waiting for you to put the picture up.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for it too. Oh, here it is.
There it goes.
Now, they probably won't come up in the order. I just noticed just now that they've reordered themselves.
As they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great. Should be some more here. If I can get the rest of the pictures. No, it's not doing any more. No, that's a bit strange. Right, try that one. Come on.
You might have to double click.
Yeah, back to the original one
Mm.
for some reason. By the way, I did double click. Ah, here we go. Right. Don't hurry yourself, will you? Hmm? Come on. It is slow, isn't it?
Hmm.
I think everybody's on Zoom meetings tonight.
Ah,
Hey,
Hey, this is my Cornelian cherry, or Cornus mass. It's actually a dogwood, not a cherry. And that, well, that picture is actually 20 years old. So I've had it quite a long time.
mhm.
There's a reason for showing you this. This originally came from Heron's Bonsai Nursery, Peter Chan's, but I went and dug it up. It was in his field. So this is a few years in, actually. Now, like I said, these pictures are probably not in the right order. Ah, right, hang on. I can't seem to go back the other way because the you lot, right? Can somebody help me out here?
Click on that arrow that comes up.
All
Take
the
it closer
pictures
to
of
the
you
light.
lot, they're in the way of when I want to, where I want to press the arrow. So how do I get?
Right. Try right clicking.
Hang on, let's try that. Ah, here we go.
Yeah.
Right, can you still see?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just a shot of it in leaf, and when it's in leaf, you can see that it's a dogwood actually.
Yeah.
So that's a few years later. But
Does it flower?
well, there you are. There's a picture of the flowers. Can you see them?
Yeah.
And what prompted this is that it flowers in February.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
it has flowered, but not very prolifically. And the reason I thought I'd share this with you, this photograph here was taken about 3 years ago when I got a new pot for it. I'll just try and run through some of these. That's the very old one. That is probably about 4 or 5 years old. Now, this picture here I took last spring, last February. There it, no, right, okay, I'll go back. Sorry, this is a problem because it's disordered them. Right, and you can, if you look at the top, by the way, I love the pot that I got for it. I think it's great. If you look at the top here, you can see just 3 flower buds, okay? And the point is that this year, looking at it now, there are no flower buds on it, and I'm struggling to get it to really produce much in the way of flower. But that's the issue with this tree. I've got a nice structure to it, and I like the tree in the pot, but I'm really struggling to get it to flower very much.
What wood does it flower on? Is it new wood, old wood?
It should.
No, well,
It should be this season's wood.
no, the buds are formed at the end of the previous season, because by Christmas you can see the flower buds. In fact, you can see
That's what I mean.
by the autumn you can see where the flower buds are.
Yeah. Sorry, what I meant was the preceding year
Yeah,
leads, the summer before the winter.
that's right. And I just wondered if anybody had any thoughts on this, because I don't think I'm getting this right. I saw one, and I don't know if anybody remembers this. I think it was either the last Swindon show or the one before. Somebody had quite a big one. And bearing in mind the time of the year when the Swindon show is in February,
Yes.
it was in full flower and it was covered in them. So I'm struggling with this to get it to flower very much. And as I said, this year, it looks like it's got none at all.
Oh, I don't know.
No, because interestingly, the natural dogwoods out and about and what have you, the full size stuff and what have you, it's actually been quite a good winter for flowering.
Are you talking about the Cornus mass?
Well, no, Cornus generally.
Cornus generally. Yeah, but a lot of them don't flower in the winter, do they?
No, but this winter, it has been very noticeable. Well, particularly around our way and what have you. So I wouldn't have put it down to say necessarily the conditions this winter, particularly if the natural ones are doing quite well in terms of flowering.
I wonder, and this may be counterintuitive, but it wasn't. I mean, it had flowered a little bit over. I mean, I've had it for 20 odd years easily, and it's been flowering over that period, but never really covered in flower. And I kind of feel that since I put it into that pot, which is rather smaller than the previous one, that it has really struggled to flower, and now it's stopped altogether. And I just wonder whether it might be the fact that it's in too small a pot, but I would have thought that would push it the other way to flower. So it doesn't really seem, to me, intuitively, putting a tree in a smaller pot would tend to force it into flower, because it's you're putting it under stress. But I can't seem to get it to really produce a lot of flower.
Well, my understanding is that flowering trees need a deeper root run anyway, and the question is why. I suppose it's because the take up of nutrients that flowering demands are in a deeper pot. But I'd ask what you're feeding it on in the autumn to feed the flower buds.
In autumn, it would get some low nitrogen feed, Tomerite type stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm inclined to put it into a bigger pot this year and see what happens. Much as I love that pot that it's in, I think I'm gonna have to put it in a bigger one and just see if that does the trick. But I just wondered if anybody else had any other ideas about it.
No,
Sorry.
my Prunus mumi, which flowers in the winter, so it's
Yeah.
a sort of or early spring. I tend to prune it fairly early in sort of, well, once the leaves have opened and hardened, I'll prune, and then I won't prune again,
Yeah,
because then you're getting the new growth ready for the
Following year.
for the buds.
yeah,
I wonder whether it's a similar kind of thing. They're flowering on the new year's growth, so therefore
yeah,
it's when you prune as well, isn't it? It's if you prune the new growth off, you're going to prune your buds off, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, you're not doing that. So
Well, good point, Jeff. I've got quite a lot of flowering bonsai trees, so I'm well aware of what you're saying. You've got to be very careful about how late in the year you prune them, because otherwise you may get no flowers. I'm pretty sure I've not had the need to trim this one later in the year, because it simply hasn't put on that much growth now, because I've had it for quite a long time, and maybe now because it's in such a small pot that it's just not putting on enough growth. I don't know. So I think I'm gonna stick it in a bigger pot this year and then see what happens.
well, it's worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, it won't do any harm. It won't do any harm. So
No, it won't do any harm. No, nothing to lose apart from the fact that I really did like it in that pot, which is why I got the pot for it in the first place.
yeah.
But hey, there you go. Right, so I'll report back on that in sometime during the summer or autumn, because you can see the little round flower buds when they're coming later in the year.
When you just put
I
it
know
sorry, go on.
to say, I know the dilemma. I've got a very shallow, it's a lovely light powder blue oval, massive one and what have you, for one of my big maples. Every time I put the maple into the pot, it lasts about 2 years before it sulks, and you think,
Yeah.
take it out, put it back in the deep pot, and in the deeper pot, it's happy, it's content, it throws out loads of new growth, and you think, but I prefer it in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just put it in an ordinary plastic garden type pot with, you know, with an ordinary, well, deep pot, and put more soil in it and see? It doesn't matter, does it? Because it'll still do everything you want it to do, but you'll see whether it'll flower then, rather than trying
I mean, I
a
think
bonsai pot.
I think I've got a bigger bonsai pot that I can put
Yeah.
it in. Yeah.
There's a surprise.
Ah. What are you saying, Tony?
Nothing at all, Ethan.
Yeah. If you've got a 25-inch oval, three to 4 inches deep, nice pale. I'm interested.
Pale blue, did you say?
Well, any pale,
Right.
any sort of pastel, but yeah, pale blue.
I don't think I've got
Maybe.
that. No.
How
Have you
deep?
got the
Sorry?
pic?
How deep?
About 3 to 4 inches. Needs to be more to be 4 than 3.
I'll have a look.
It's for my black beech, the purple beech, I should say.
Mm.
I'll see what I've got kicking around.
It's in a 20-odd inch pot at the moment,
Okay.
terracotta, but it's just way too small.
Okay. Look.
The tree's vigorous, but it just looks wrong.
Mm.
Right.
So, any ideas, thoughts? Because I did talk with Corin last year about it, and the price he quoted me for a pot was frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The therapy was cheaper.
If you want to look at it, I've got it on my screen now. Shall I share?
What's that?
Your tree in its current pot.
Oh, right, yeah. This is a 25-inch by 4-inch deep pot, but it's white. This one.
Mm.
Can you see it now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And actually, looking at it like that, the pot's actually again slightly smaller than I would otherwise go for, but it's just the tree just keeps on growing for some reason.
How awful.
How inconsiderate.
Yeah.
So back to the pretty one.
Mm.
It's nice.
I thought you said this was for your beach.
Yeah, it is, but that's the size of pot. That's a 25-inch by 18 by 4.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
So that's sort of the depth and size I need, if not slightly bigger.
Well, if you sold that one, you might have enough money to buy a pot for the other one.
We might be able to afford it between us.
Yeah.
Do you know, it is stupid, isn't it? I've got colleagues who know I've got an absolute massive maple that's something like about 4 foot tall by about 4 foot wide. That all logic says is I should move on, what have you. But because I've put 30 odd years or so of my life into it, and I've got to repot it this spring, and you think, hopefully this will be the last time I have to repot it, and what have you. I'll have summoned up the necessaries to get rid of it. But I don't know. I can't bring myself to get rid of it.
No.
Anesthetic, Ian.
Sorry?
Anesthetic.
Anesthetic.
Well, I gave away a load of trees in the 80s, 90s, in the 90s, early 90s, when I was working and what have you, because I just didn't have the time and what have you. But I learnt my lesson from that is that as soon as they went, I missed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, why
You
grow?
always trouble with all downsizing is the same, isn't it? You know you've got to do it,
Yeah,
Do it, then you regret you did it because you think of a better way. When I sold my Morgan, I sold it because Irene couldn't travel in it because it was too windy for her, and with a canvas top and everything.
yeah,
And it was such a job to put it up. I wouldn't put the top up, and because I thought, well, someone put it up, we'd be home. So in the end, we didn't really get to use it very much. And then I said, well, I might as well sell it. I'm never going to use it now, sitting in the garage. Well, it was like my mistress. I go down to the garage, take a dress off of her, have a look at it, dust it over and put the cover back on. Well, I eventually plucked up the courage to sell it. And I sold it to an Italian who was a dealer. And he came down and he paid me, I think, £2,000 in £50 notes on my doorstep there and then. And he said, I'll send something along to pick it up. Then he went. That was the end of it. I'd written a little bit of paper with the money on it. And I had no way of contacting the guy or anything. It just disappeared. It must have been 2 months later. He called me on the phone and said, I'm sending a transporter over next week. The guy's name so-and-so and so-and-so, and he'll pick it up. Okay, then. So he came at about 6 o'clock in the morning. And he had another scrappy old Morgan on the back and some other cars he'd picked up for him. And he said, I've left my car up in the middle of the village. Can you drive it up there to put it on top of my transporter? Well, did that, drove it up there, and he made me put it on his transporter, which was absolutely totally cruel. This is all in the thing of downsizing. I drove it on there, and he said in his broken English, he said, I never come to collect a new car. I said, this car's 25 years old. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, timed it all down, and off he went. I had most of the people that lived around that part of the village outside clapping as it went. And then I had this light bulb moment as he drove off. Why did I do that? Because there is was a retrofit hood that you fitted on. You just pulled it up one hand and clipped it over the windscreen. Simple, job done. And I forgot all about this. Absolutely regretted it ever since. I absolutely love that car. And that was in the event of downsizing. So I can see the trouble with your tree.
yeah.
You'll do it, and then you'll get the same thing. Why did I do that? I could have done this. So think a bit deeper. You'll come up with an answer.
It's big. About 15 years ago, I took about somewhere between about a foot to 18 inches off the top of it. That tells you how big it is, how big I grew it to. And then I thought, this is absolutely stupid. I'm looking at it again thinking it needs to be coming down a lot further than where it is.
No,
Ian,
there's a simple answer, Ian. You got to think outside the box. Adopt a teenager.
Do you know, I hadn't thought of that. I'll give that some thought.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Rachel's not listening, is she?
I was going to say,
we hadn't talked about gender.
yeah, sad to say, I'm thinking he needs to be a strapping lad.
Yeah.
I don't think that was what Tony was thinking.
I just said that because Rachel was within earshot.
Oh dear. Okay, right. Is there any more? Dave, going to show us your pictures of your tea house?
Yeah, let's up to Aidan because he'll. This is a bit experimental for me, but we'll see what happens. Oh, that was quick. Now where am I going to go? I want to go over here somewhere, don't I? Hang on a minute.
Have you clicked on share?
Yeah, I've done that. I've got a screen up, but I haven't got what I thought I was going to see.
No, bottom left, bottom right hand corner says share.
I've got the word share, but I've got nothing to click on.
It should be showing your desktop now.
It's not.
Oh,
That's the trouble. It's not showing me the desktop.
In your top left hand corner.
select window. No, that's not got it. Unless I say close. No, that didn't do it either. Sent me back to where I am. Hang on a minute. Got another idea.
Come on, we've practiced this, Dave.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I told you. When I got to do it.
I said write it down.
Right, here we go. No, I found it. It's over there. That's where it is. There's the picture up there. Have I got share screen yet? No.
No,
Here we go. Go back to share screen. And then I'm going to go and click on that. Or am I going to drag it into there? No, it won't let me do that. Oh, then can you see all those
Yes.
yeah,
JPEGs?
Thumbnails, yeah.
Right then. So let's just.
we got a half of one.
No, I'm gonna.
That's his desktop.
Oh, yeah.
Right, here we go. This is over there. That's just the garden. Oh, that's just showing my gazebo, my pagoda.
Yeah.
Pergola.
Pergola.
That's it, got it. It obviously isn't made of oak, common garden pine, which is tanninized. This is in my very beginning of my bonsai life. Oh, what happened there? There we go. There's my red tea house.
Oh. Mm. Did you make that?
Okay.
Dave?
Yeah,
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you design it?
yeah.
Oh, very good.
Oh.
Very nice. Do you take tea in that?
I've done the tea ceremony in there
Have you?
for friends. The only thing that it spoils not being a tea house is the fact that should be opaque film there with glazing bars, but then you couldn't see out, so you couldn't sit in and look out. So I've had to compromise and put glass in. But other than that, it's completely authentic, really. Cedar shingles on the roof.
Very nice.
Veranda.
And a veranda. Yeah, there, that's another.
It's not quite as red as I expected, Dave.
Well, it might have faded in the sun. This is some years after I'd done it. It was
No,
built.
what I meant was I expected from what you said, I thought there were going to be lots and lots of red.
Oh, no, because it's all posts, really.
Yeah.
Now, all the posts are red, the doors are red, but all the panelling is a sort of an off-white colour.
Is that your house behind?
Yeah,
Don't paint that red.
no. Well, I can't do that red because it's listed and they won't let me do it red.
Very nice. Yeah, don't paint it red.
I've got to find, carry on. Oh, it's more or less the same picture there.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm trying to find out when let's get, here we are over here. Can I put that over there? Yeah, this is just here to prove what I said. This is the beginning, right? When I'm preparing the timber. Now, this is now, somebody lives in here now.
Oh, is this the forge?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Dave's converted this to a dwelling now.
ah,
I've really missed that workshop. There we are, the process.
wow. Mm.
It was complicated because in the fact that the veranda had to be the outside of the building,
Mm.
but the tea house in the middle had to be the inside of it. So pitching that roof all round, it's off centre. He hasn't got the ridge had to come down the middle of the inner bit.
Yeah.
Did you have to get planning permission, Dave?
No,
No, it's not high enough.
no. Probably the truth be known, but where I live there, I had nice neighbours and they wouldn't have complained. If I did one where I live, yes, they'd have been on my back all the time. That's the foreman and a guard dog there. Oh, where am I going? I'm going the wrong way here. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's the red. That's when it was first done. Hasn't got the doors on at that stage. But the brand, and just here on that ridge, there should have been a dragon on there.
Oh, yeah.
But I never got to reach the design for the dragon, and in the end, it never got done. So, which is a shame because they all had dragons on them. You should also put dragons just here, but that was difficult to do, so I didn't intend doing that.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice, Dave.
Oh, it is. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to try. Where's my little marker, John? I lost my little bloody marker there. Well, hang on a minute.
Might be the last one, Dave.
No, it's not. Oh, it might be the last one of that set. Yeah, let's try going back through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the black and white one in my garden now.
Ah,
That's a gazebo.
so you're not in the same garden now.
No, that's in where we live now.
Right. So you don't. Ah, I see. You moved. Yeah.
I've probably got a better picture of them. Just find.
Did you build that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the river I'm telling you about. The dry riverbed
Oh, yeah.
runs along there and then disappears under the gazebo. And this comes out of the wall, which you can't see. It starts coming out of this wall just here and then runs along. And that's the shingle bank leading down to the river.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the aces along there. But in there somewhere, you can't see it, there's the cart jumping out of the water, which
Oh, yeah.
they always have in their gravel gardens. Oh, here he is, see? There's the cart.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Just there.
You'll have to excuse me now. Somebody has just come in.
Okay.
See you
Are
next
you
time.
leaving us, Julian?
Yeah, somebody's just come in and I've got to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
Night, night.
See you next time.
Nice to see you.
Cheers.
Bye,
Bye.
Julian. It looks nice in black and white. You see, much better than green, or black and white or red. Much more appropriate colour.
No, I like it.
You wait until all these trees get as nice as Ian's. He'll want to come around and dig them up and train them to be proper bonsais.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Of course.
Not a problem.
Oh, that's my water feature there. So it's not none of this is up to your standard, hey.
Right, yeah.
That's just a little thing where the water runs out and runs into that gravel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite similar to what we've got. Yeah.
Is it?
Well, in that the water runs out and disappears down into
Yeah.
some pebbles.
Yeah.
Where does it come out, Dave?
Well, it comes out the very, oh, hang on, sorry, at the top there,
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
and dribbles out of each of them sort of openings,
Yeah.
dribbles over the stone, runs down and runs into these big stones at the bottom,
Lovely.
and collected in a bucket, which continually pumps it.
Yeah. Mm.
But that's not there now. I brought this to the new garden. I bought this thing to the new garden because the tenants never really bothered to make sure it was working. That's it.
Brilliant.
Very nice.
Right, I'll get rid of all that somehow or another.
Or just click stop sharing.
Yes.
Well, I can't see stop sharing at the moment. So I've got all these other pictures all
Oh, yeah.
just doing. I've got to drag them all out of it. Oh, lovely.
Very nice, Dave.
Good.
So would you like to paint yours red now? Mind you,
No.
but you
No,
can
no.
still.
See,
you
mine, Mine is not a tea house. It's just a studio. It's different.
Well, a tea house doesn't have to be exactly the same. Tea
No.
house is, and your building you've got would double as a tea house.
I'll
So
tell you what, Aid, all you need to do is put a teapot on the roof.
Yeah, then it'd be a tea
yeah,
house.
big help, John.
I have had tea in there, so that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you lost a picture of me?
Yes, lost you. Can't see you, Ian.
Yeah, for some reason, when you started your pictures, I lost my own camera. What have you?
Yeah.
Dave's got it. It's magic.
Yeah.
If I've got it, Tone, I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, I'll leave the meeting and I'll come back in and see if I can get
Not
video.
again, yeah.
All right. I think it was this meeting last month when I showed the picture of the linden.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did the next day. I pruned it as not quite as severely as we discussed, because there weren't the buds to allow that. The buds were more on the outer edge, but I chased those that were available back down to 2 buds, and I took 3 out of those 4 branches, all coming from the same spot. I took them out as well. I haven't photographed it again because I'm trying to find an electric cake stand so that I can film it and
Yeah.
it be turning at a slow speed.
You've got one indoors.
Who, Mary?
Yeah,
That's better, Ian.
that's it, you're back. You could put her underneath the table
Yeah,
and just turn it slowly. She wouldn't have to be in the picture.
yeah.
The thing to do is to put it on a tripod and then turn it yourself.
Yeah, I tried doing that. You saw the result when I was trying to turn the lindens on in a big pot about 18 inches square. It just wouldn't turn. You know, it's very jerky. Whereas with a smaller pot, with a long rod, I was able to turn it smoothly. It just didn't work. I was,
I admit, Tony, you couldn't get that teenager, but you could double that Ian's going to get, but you could double up Mary for the time being.
Well, perhaps we could share a teenager, Ian.
Now that is really sounding kinky.
Your mind, Ian. It's working overtime again.
Oh dear. No, I will overcome it. It's cut. There must be an easy answer. I mean, shop windows have revolving displays, don't they? So,
Yeah.
Like the crystal displays turn very slowly, don't they?
Mm.
There must be something that I can use. Or I might find something at the tip next. I went to the tip the other day as well.
Yeah.
That was interesting. There was no one there. Well, apart from me. But no. All right. Anybody else got anything to show us?
No.
Any news? Any news? Anyone?
I've got some, not mine, just something that's quite a little bit different. And I'm not sharing.
You're not.
Am I
No.
sharing?
Yeah.
Oh, now.
There you are.
Right.
No,
Let's,
Fuji Garden.
this is what you call a wisteria. When it comes up. It's a,
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that.
it's incredible. It's in the south of Japan.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a private garden.
Wow.
I know.
And it's got all different colours of wisteria.
It's
Yeah.
about 100
Wow.
about 150 years it's been there. You can't turn up.
Rachel,
Sorry?
you've got to see this.
Yes, look at this. These
I
wisteria.
think the thing was he was going to do a shade tunnel, Ian, but he thought this would be nicer.
Anyway, you can't turn up and buy a ticket. you have to book a ticket in advance
Oh.
because it's quite a small village, I suppose.
This is a
Um,
private garden.
And what they do is they vary the price depending on the season and whether it's in flower.
Mm.
Well,
Obviously, unfortunately, these are not.
oh my God.
Goodness
No.
me.
It's incredible.
Mm.
It's 100 and I'm trying to think of the figures.
Yeah.
It's something like 180 meters long. I think there's 2 tunnels.
Whoa.
And it's real. I mean, it's not,
I hope my wisteria will look like that one day.
yeah. I gave up with mine. I gave it away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
why?
refused, it would not flower.
Ah, yeah, mine does flower.
And I gave up.
Richard just told me you've got to have them at least 7 years before they flower.
Oh, I had it longer than that.
Mm, yeah.
Indeed, it did flower once. It flowered once, and then I went and reported it, and that was it.
Then it's sold.
Oh,
It never did it again. So this is in the south of Japan. Because it's quite warm. It's almost subtropical.
Mm.
Oh, there we go.
That is phenomenal.
mm.
Incredible, isn't it?
That's
Yeah, but
better than the flowering cherries.
You and I couldn't walk around it because we're all too tall.
I don't know about that. I think there's quite an archway.
Goodness me.
Yeah,
Beautiful, isn't it?
They're generally shorter than Europeans, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think these are fairly. There we are.
Oh, how
Fairly
long did it flower for? A
substantial.
few weeks?
That is amazing.
Incredible, isn't it? That's the last one.
Imagine the work they've got pruning it every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all them leaders that keep coming off and keeping it so as it will do that year on year.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll need an army of leaf blowers.
Yeah.
That lot
Yeah.
drops.
Yeah, well, they do, don't they? That's how they trim
Yeah.
all the trees in their parks. They have armies of
Yeah.
people, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they climb the trees, don't they? But they prune them all over.
but it was something a bit different.
Yeah, very nice.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
it,
Nice bit of Niwaki.
yeah. Whether when I get to Japan I'll ever get down there, I don't know. But not
I
if.
think, Jeff, you've got to go to Japan for a longish time and start south and then work your way north. So you get it all going all the way up because it lasts probably 3 months, the
Yeah,
whole of their season. But you need to, if you're going to get the best of it, you need to get there in the right time and then just drive through.
Is it after the cherry flower season, though, isn't it?
Hmm?
It's after the cherry flowering
Well,
season.
that would be, yes.
that
But
would be,
the cherry flowering season travels up the islands.
Yeah.
So you get there in the south when they start and then just follow them up.
Hmm.
The nights.
Well, yeah, the time I need to go is in February.
In the south.
Cockafoo 10 is in February, so I mean that's the time to be going.
That's in the south, though.
Yeah, Tokyo.
In the
What's
middle.
going to happen
In
this
the middle.
February?
Well, I wouldn't. It can't be because we went in. I think February, and there wasn't anything. But we was up north. We were beyond Tokyo because we
Right.
went as far as Kyoto, and there wasn't any flowers then. But it was still all their gardens are so fantastic. The way everything is trained,
Yeah,
and it's all pruned and beautiful. Everywhere you go, it's beautiful. And that we was really out of season.
yeah. As I say, Cockafoo 10 is the time to be going, which is in. Actually, it's the. Must be. It should be early February, shouldn't it?
I would have thought, yeah.
It's cancelled this year. It's not on this year. which is most annoying, but there we are. It's well, next month is on the weekend of Swindon are doing a virtual show, so that'll be on their website, and it's on their normal weekend, which is the 14th, that second weekend. So Swindon's virtual show is on the second weekend, and then the trophy is the following weekend, and it's both days, the 22nd, 23rd, or 23rd, 24th.
All right.
It's that weekend, and there's demonstrations, live demonstrations, as I understand it, plus the show. So it should be quite, that should be quite interesting over that weekend. That should be quite good.
Are Swindon putting it out as a live feed or something, or a Zoom, or?
I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know. I'll find out from Paul next week. I'll ask him if that's what he's planning on doing.
Please.
It's possible he might just be going to put it on the website. I don't know. He hasn't said. Anyway, our next Zoom should be John.
Yeah, I should have phoned him today, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll send something round. I will speak.
Okay.
I'll talk to him tomorrow.
We need to decide what we're doing exactly.
What do you want from him? What does he do best, Aid?
John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John's quite versatile, really. He does quite a wide range of stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The only thing, he can get a bit carried away when he starts giving you his photos of his trips to Vietnam and that can get a bit over the top, can't it?
But he gets emotional with it, doesn't he?
He does rather, doesn't he? Yes.
Well,
next month, so what, February? Well, what could you ask him to do? It's a bit early for a lot of things, isn't it?
Well, he can't do anything practical, really, can he?
Not a lot, no.
Shall I get his ideas and send a message round?
I'm sure he may have got some ideas in mind.
Yeah, I did ask him before Christmas in principle.
Oh yeah, well he's probably given it some thought.
Yeah.
We'll invite Taunton.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that'd be great.
So we'll have a few in, and hopefully one or two more people will come in of our lot anyway. If John is coming, then it might encourage a few more to come in.
Oh, absolutely. Let's round up. I'm sure we'll round up a few.
Yeah.
We had 11 on their last Zoom meeting, so I'm sure we can round up a good half a dozen at least to come and join you. Yeah, that would be brilliant.
Okay, that's good.
Jeff, when you send the link round, can you send the list in BCC? Because there was a security breach at Taunton, wasn't there, last week?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There was.
I did the last time.
All right, Ta.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I got a new computer. I got a new laptop. And
did you make any headway with the getting speakers? Or haven't you followed that up yet?
No, I haven't. The list's here, and
you're doing it, are you? Not Jeff?
No, I'm going to do it.
Oh, right.
I'll do it tomorrow. All of them.
Right.
Yeah, I'll send an email around before the next Zoom meeting anyway.
We're not.
Have you heard from Helen at all, Jeff? Is she all right?
Pat's spoken to her, yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken to her. She's fine.
Oh, good. Okay.
She's got all the garden done. She's just trying to put the stuff back in it now when it stopped raining.
Okay. Good. All right. Has anyone
tried to convince her to a sister or somebody's buys a new computer every year,
Yeah.
and try to get her to get the old one off of her. And she said, oh, it cost a lot of money for the broadband. I said, well, it doesn't. I said, I don't know who you're with, but for 33 quid a month, you can get it all, including the broadband. And I said, you can get Jeff to come round and he'll set it all up for you. Oh, I've got to do that. But I don't think, when you get to a certain age, and I've never done it, I struggle now. I've been doing it for 10 years and I still struggle, as you say. So it's difficult, really.
Once the weather's a little bit brighter in the evenings and we're allowed to get about a bit, then she'll come down.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. But that's why she stopped coming down, or one of the reasons.
No, not driving in the
She
dark.
didn't want to drive
No,
up the hollow, particularly in the dark.
no.
Are you
There we are.
are you still going up to Tony Oswin's, Jeff?
I haven't been up there for a long time.
Oh, right.
I haven't been up. Last time I went up was when he had those.
Peter Warren. When Peter Warren was there.
No, I didn't get invited to that.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I didn't get. I'm not good enough to be
Oh,
invited.
sorry, Jeff.
No,
Oh, well, whatever you went to, I didn't get invited to then.
right. I couldn't have gone anyway.
It's only for advanced
it was when-
practitioners.
It was when he had Val's trees.
Oh, I didn't get invited to that.
Oh, didn't you? Yeah.
No.
That's the last time. That was September.
No, we all got invited to that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we all got. We're all circulated
A
on
lot
that.
of trees. Yeah. I got a couple of small ones off him, but no, I haven't been up Tony's since then.
All right.
He's all right. He's getting the extension built, and
I went over there. I did see him briefly. Yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago. I took a broken pot over for him to see if he could make me a replacement.
all right.
And he was still working in his house doing the tiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was looking good. Don't
Yeah.
like the colour he's painted it though. It's sort of like a orangey yellow colour.
Is that?
Bit too gaudy for my liking, but
Well, it goes with the dragon on the roof.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, the extension's lovely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice, but I just didn't like the colour he painted it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
no, he was doing fine.
Yeah. I've actually talking about Tony. Well, I've paid the FOBs insurance,
Good.
FOBs and insurance, so that's paid.
Well done.
Do they want to say goodnight to the babies?
The what?
Me babies.
What babies?
Do they want to say goodnight to them?
What babies?
The tortoises.
Oh, where are they then?
Right with you.
Oh, go on then, bring them in.
Babies.
Where
Maybe
they-
tortoises.
Oh,
That's the two
There you go.
girls.
hi Pat.
That's the tiny baby.
That's the baby.
And that's the.
That's the mother.
No, it's not. Mother died.
Sorry, the mother died. It's a female.
I'll
Yeah.
go and get the men now. And put them in.
They look like the meat pies they used to give us when we had to do special duties in the police.
Right.
Feed us in the night.
Yeah.
We used to call them the Met Police Tortoise.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that sorted anyway. So
Has anyone heard from Wilf? Is Wilf still around?
I don't know.
Because this is a lung thing, isn't it? It's COVID.
It's not. Put it this way, nobody's mentioned him,
Right.
so I presume he's okay.
All right.
Tony's not been on and said,
No.
you know, he's bad or.
No.
And I think he keeps in touch with him, doesn't he?
Right.
So, but
And have you spoken to to Ray and Michael in Manchester since
No.
they moved? I might
No.
give them a ring tomorrow. Make sure they're all right. See
Yeah,
if they've
yeah.
settled down. Okay. Right. Well, it's 9 o'clock, so maybe
Yeah.
we'll call it a night for tonight.
okay,
I'll send an email around tomorrow after
Yeah.
I've spoken to all the folk we need to talk to.
okay.
All right then. Well,
Good.
thanks everyone.
All
Good
right,
to
then.
see you all.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Picture show.
I'll see you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks anyway.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye night all.
Thanks.
Bye night.
Good night.
All right.